75 Park was more than a park. It was where we lived without being home.
Tell me more about 75.
That court raised us. That park taught us rules nobody ever sat down and explained. Out there,
Okay.
Tell me more about 75.
everything went. You either learned fast or got left behind.
So at a young age, you was in prison.
Yeah. Sorry for the family who went through all the pain and suffering. I apologize to them, sorry. I remember being around 12, maybe 1985 or 1986. Time gets blurry when you grow up like that. P had all the girls. I remember P had me and Pete in the closet. This nigga, we can't come low. I remember when I came home, he blessed me, and now he out, I can't. Back then, we weren't thinking about the future. We were just trying to feel like we belonged to.
Yes.
Up in the South Bronx, I had two homes. My park, which is where I lived with my friends, and my house, which is where I lived with my family. That's me standing right in front of Public School 75. And that's me acting goofy in front of my house. I lived in this neighborhood my whole life, and I consider every inch of it my home. My name is Ever Hamlet, and I'm a young documentarian from the Bronx. I'm making this documentary on the New York City park named Lion Square Playground, but my friends and I called it 75 Park growing up. For as long as I can remember, this park was neglected by the New York City Parks Department. And by the end of this journey, I am gonna find out why.
Yeah, I'm a poor black child from the ghetto. These things make me different from you.
Parks are sites where young people can kind of be free in a certain way, run around, go crazy, you know, and particularly in highly urbanized areas like ours.
This is our home, you know, even though we have our houses where we sleep. By day, this is where we conjugate, this is where we recreate, this is us.
These are the parks where people send their kids to play after school, where you might walk your dog, or where you'll take your toddler to play in the sprinklers on a hot day. These really are at the heart of neighborhoods.
I started asking questions, I started reaching out to people, and this park apparently is a really big deal.
The Bruckner Expressway was opened in my neighborhood in 1973. According to the New York City Planning Department, this made it one of the last roads of the New York City Express system to be built.
It was built so middle class, upper class citizens could cut through the Bronx and head into Manhattan for work.
These are the parks that haven't seen much investment in the last 20 years and stand in contrast to the major parks projects that saw so much attention during the Bloomberg years.
Race and class are extremely reliable indicators as to where one might find the good stuff, like parks and trees, and where one might find the bad stuff, like power plants and waste facilities.
There are big picture things that have an effect on health, and as we plan a city together in the future of our city, we need the voices from those neighborhoods to say what worked and what didn't work.
Having green space, recreational space, it's in terms of health. Parks bring, you have grass, you have trees, you have plants, it helps the environment, it brings air. You know, parks is where families can come together and have barbecues, you know, have gatherings, meet old friends. Park plays a vital role in our communities.
Every penny counts, and it's important, and we want to get more resources into low-income parks.
But why were they neglected for so long? Why